is going. I'm going to switch up your background now. I yelled this out so everybody knows I am actually recording.
Hitting the record button.
I hit the actual record button.
You shared that art with Derek.
I did. I shared that technique with Derek.
Technique, that's right.
Yes. He will never do that again. All right, here we go. Clock. Stand by. I'm going to punch up his camera and then you can hit his clock. Here we come. 3, 2.
And welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this show is designed just for you. Think of like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, but with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions at all during the show, the phone number is right there on the screen, 407-205-0400. I have people standing by right now to answer them. It's a great show. You will not want to miss one single minute. But first, it's time for the opening statement. The opening statement today is brought to you by our good friends at IQ Power Solar. As you know, I don't care how hot it gets because my electricity bill is down to $50 per month, down from $500 per month. It's all because I went solar, and it's all because I used IQ Power Solar. Stephen Bader, tell me how you did it.
3, 2.
I have been here preaching for months about what a great time it is to buy a house, mostly because of the interest rates. I mean, the market is still hot. The market is still in favor of the seller, believe it or not. But with interest rates down and sometimes numbers that start with 2, this is unheard of. This is an amazing time to buy. Every day of the week, you can buy the same house and pay less for your mortgage than you could to rent the exact same house. But now you are able to actually own this place. What a great time to invite one of our absolute mortgage experts on the show today to answer some very important questions. And the questions are going to be this: how long will the rates be good? Because I think that's a question we all have. Are they going to go down further? I sure don't think so. And if they do, it's not going to be much. How hard is it to get a mortgage right now? We all know it was very difficult back 5 or 6 years ago. And then we know it got a little bit easier. Has it gotten more difficult to get a mortgage during this pandemic? And also, how do I know it's time to refinance my home? Maybe you even purchased your house a year or 2 years ago, or you refied your house a year or 2 years ago. Is it time to refinance the house again right now? We're going to answer all of those questions and much more. And it's time for real questions. Every Saturday here on You Have Real Estate, I ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Today on the show, it is Dallas Lehman with You Have Mortgage and JJ Mackel, great realtor here in town. I've seen you both before. Welcome back to the show, guys. How are you?
Thanks, JC. Great to be back.
You got it.
Great
Dallas, let me start with you here. How is this pandemic? We know the rates are great. We've all read the news articles about it. I mean, I've seen some people getting mortgages in the 2s. I mean, it's unbelievable, really, to me, where these rates have gone down. If you had asked me 3 years ago when they were in the 4s, I would have said there's no way in the world. Right. You got to buy now because there's no way they're going to get lower, and they have. But how would you say the pandemic has affected the mortgage market?
Well, what I'll say is this, and of course the Fed has been speaking for the last 2 days, and we're going to get an update tomorrow on how things are going with that. But as far as the pandemic, right now, and you've been saying this to everybody for quite some time, rates are phenomenally low. I've been in this business for approximately 20 years. I've never seen them this low. The good thing is, what that means is, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of your equity. Not only is it a great chance to buy your first home at an incredibly low rate, you can refinance, cash out, get rid of a lot of debt by bringing that rate down, having probably a lesser payment and reducing your debt and letting that equity work for you. The pandemic, what I like to say to clients when I speak to them now is that one of the best things you can say is, you can write your own stimulus check with your equity. If you are in a good position on your equity, this is the best time to let your money work for you on an overall process. And by the way, Justin says this every Saturday. He's been ahead of the curve for quite some time. Right now, why would you even consider throwing money away on rent?
Right.
As Justin has pointed out many, many times, right now you can get, with these phenomenally low rates, away from throwing that money away on rent to building equity and buying and owning your first home.
And I don't say this stuff to try to sell you anything by any stretch of the imagination. I tell you exactly what's on my mind and what I think is the right move for you. I mean, this show is all about you. This show is about me trying to help you. And Dallas, close your ears for a minute. But it's better to own as well, because if for whatever reason you can't pay, he's a mortgage guy. If you can't pay your mortgage, it takes the mortgage company a year, 2 years, 3 years to kick you out of the house if heaven forbid you were to lose a job. Whereas if you're renting, they're going to kick you out in 10 days or 15 days or 30 days. Dallas, you could open your ears again.
Thank you very much.
I don't want you to hear that.
Well said, sir. Well said.
How do I know then, let's say I already own a house. How do I know when it's time to refinance?
I think the first thing you want to look is, what is your current rate? Some people may say, well, right now I'm at 5.5. I've had other people come in and say, well, I'm at 4 1/8, which is 4.125, whatever the case may be. As you spoke a minute ago about the rates, right now, and I'll speak to today's rates, in my opinion, and speaking on behalf of many different lenders in a range, now is the time where you can look to get a 15-year mortgage, which isn't unreasonable, for about 1.85. You can look to get a 30-year fixed mortgage, 3 1/8, 3, maybe even right below 2%. So you're saying, when is the best time? The first thing I say is, let's look at two things that will help you out. Number one, what is your current rate? Can we do better? And I would say most times we absolutely can do better. The second thing is, what is your equity position and your debt position? Are you carrying a lot of credit card debt, things that you shouldn't be carrying at high interest rates, that you can now consolidate and get rid of, and have that lower house payment as well?
Now, JJ, let me bring you in here a little bit. How's Sherry, by the way?
Sherry's doing good.
Your partner, I know, Sherry Dyer.
Sherry's
great.
busy right now.
I know. It seems like everyone is. But I know you do a lot of listings, but you work with buyers occasionally as well. When you're working with the buyer and they choose their own lender, who have you found it easier to work with? Like the big national lenders we see on TV? And because the mortgage is a big piece of the actual closing, and the mortgage person can really negatively impact the closing or make a house not close, actually. Who have you found it easier to work with? Like a big national lender, more of a local person? Who's normally easier to work with?
That's a good question. I actually find boutique lenders, people like Dallas, not national, to be better lenders to work with. And, we have to really look at this as history. Where are we going to be in the future? And right now we see opportunity. And we can look at this pandemic in a different way. It has the opportunity for investing, changing your portfolio, and then your buying power is so much more than it was previously. And I do agree it's going to continue this way to try to stimulate the economy. And so people should be taking advantage of that.
As a very busy working real estate agent, what are you seeing down in the trenches? How's the market?
Well, like Dallas is seeing as well, we've got low inventory, so it is a seller's market. But because the rates are offering buyers more buying power, it's sort of interesting. I would describe it sort of a both.
Really? Good point.
In different ways. It's hot right now, and people are definitely interested in finding a place where they can quarantine in style with pools, or in communities they want to be. They are jumping now where they weren't before.
So let's say that you're working with me. I'm a buyer. I'm tired of renting. I'm pre-approved with Dallas to get a mortgage to purchase my house. And I see a house I think I really, really like. Should I go in and lowball it a little bit? Should I negotiate? Or is it time to just make a full price offer? I mean, if you're my agent on the buying side, if I find a house I like, what do I do?
That's a great question as well. I would say full price at this point, unless, and these are for, if you see something that is buyer ready, the other buyers are believing that as well. And that means that it's in tip-top shape, it's in a great location, it's priced aggressively, it's got all the updates, it has a pool. Buyers are finding that across the board. JJ, oh my gosh, I liked this, and it was pending within 1 day. It was pending within 2 days. It's got multiple showings. And then for homes that are not immediately going pending, we're taking notes of what aspects of the other pendings were and how to make that buyer ready.
So, sorry to put you on the spot in advance. You're not going to like the question, but as we sit here in late summer 2020, my house is worth $300,000 right now. As I have you on the show again, late summer 2021, what will my $300,000 house be worth?
I see. Well, there's honestly, I can't
Told
predict
you. I
what
knew.
I knew it.
Sorry.
But I think it depends on the location, because right now we've got a lot of out-of-state buyers coming into Florida, which is helping our value in real estate. Like I say, we're selling people a slice of paradise.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to own it. So I would think that it's going up in value. And you have to look at also what's going on in the areas. And we're starting to see, believe it or not, still new businesses form in different areas of town. You've got the development in College Park, that's the farm, and everything that we've known for Central Florida living. We've still got other recreational areas. So I think that our real estate will continue to stay steady.
Absolutely.
And go up in value.
I agree.
And Dallas, from the mortgage side then, I know you don't have a crystal ball either, but as we sit here late summer 2020, let's say we're at 3%. Late summer next year, what do you think is going to happen?
I think the rates are going to stay low. Everything that I invest in, I pay for and listen to when I get up at 6:30 in the morning and start reviewing all the things that I look at. Everything points to the rates remaining low. It is a political season, but that being said, very interesting journal. One of the things I read was they said that real estate is going to lead Florida out of this COVID situation. The values, and JJ's an outstanding realtor, she knows it, the values are holding strong. Everybody needs a place to live. Florida especially is going to do well because, as you said, of the influx of people that are coming here every day. People are leaving New York. People are leaving other places. One of the major attractive things is we are a right-to-work state. We don't have that additional Commonwealth tax. So that being said, I want to tie it back to the rates. I feel very comfortable in saying, in my opinion, rates will hold low.
All right, and you might have heard we do have an election coming up. It's maybe one of the most volatile political climates that certainly I remember in my lifetime. But, I mean, what can an election do to not just the mortgage industry, but real estate in its entirety?
On a real estate question, I mean, what can politics do?
Yeah.
What can the political climate do? It all gets tied back to the state of the economy. And whatever elected official that does best for the economy, it will follow suit. Real estate will follow suit. As I said, it's phenomenal to me, but it's not surprising. Everybody needs a place to live. Everybody needs a safe haven. Everybody needs a good school district. Everybody needs these things as you're developing your life. As far as what's going to happen with the political situation, the person that can best complement and continue for our economy to do well will keep that going.
JJ, a lot of people tell me that they are looking to buy a house. They hear me on Saturdays talking about renting is not the way to go anymore, but they say, Justin, we don't make that much money. We're really looking for an area in Central Florida that might have some decent deals still. Can you think of any part of town, any part of Central Florida where I can still get a house that I can afford?
There's deals everywhere,
Yeah.
which is great. I mean, there's Oviedo, Winter Park Pines, Lake Mary, Winter Garden. I'm seeing, and there's different insights. I know a lot of people that are moving out to the Winter Garden area to get new builds because they want bigger and they want new versus what they could get in Winter Park. And then, there's also, if somebody's willing to remodel, and Dallas, I know, has some good deals with the remodeling loan. I can't think of it.
Absolutely, no, absolutely
yeah, exactly. Right. But there's always deals to be had, and there's always opportunities, even in a pandemic.
Right. You always hear, too, that a few years ago, everyone was moving downtown. They want to be back downtown. Now I'm hearing rumors that people are moving back out of town. What are you seeing out on the streets? I mean, do you find people moving back towards the city, whether it's Baldwin Park or downtown Orlando, or are people trying to go the opposite way?
Well, that's another interesting, you'd see both, because some people want to go out towards the suburbs. You've even seen that in New York, but some people are taking advantage of the opportunity to live downtown now that the houses are a little bit cheaper or they might have a better deal. So it's a great buy for anyone for different needs.
Yeah. One of the biggest Dallas questions that I've had over the last, I guess, 4 months now has been deferment or forbearance, or how do I get a little break from paying my mortgage? Can you help me understand the difference between a deferment and a forbearance, and then how is that going to impact my credit, if at all?
Absolutely. Excuse me. These are the current subjects that are really out there right now when it comes to deferment and forbearance. What people, now as a lawyer, you handle this on an entirely different situation, but what people have to understand for a brick and mortar bank, which we are not, I have lenders I'm approved with, but for a brick and mortar bank, what people don't understand is What they offer in deferment by taking 3 or 4 payments and adding that to the back of the loan, or if they say forbearance, we're going to forbear 2 or 3 payments, but at the end, at a certain time, we're going to ask for that payment on your next payment. So there's different things to look at when it comes to those 2 opportunities. What I would say is this: the brick and mortar banks have the bottom line final say in what they do. They may offer that information, they may offer that help to the person that may need it right now, but each single brick and mortar bank has the ability, if they so choose, to accelerate and call that when they want to. So it's a very tricky situation. Some people, and they just absolutely need it. We have a lot of people out there right now that need that help, and it's a good opportunity for them. What I would say is, before you do either deferment or forbearance, when you talk to the person you're speaking to, be it your house, be it your car, be it whatever, have a conversation to exactly what they're offering, because they are totally different, and you want to find out very quickly, can they call that on 3 payments? Can they call it on 1? Or is it going to actually extend your payments down the road by increasing your loan amount and may help you in the long run? But I think it all has to do with who can accelerate that callback and when they can ask for it back.
We're going to take.
I think that's a great point on checking exactly what you're signing up for. I'm seeing actually people having issues right now because they didn't read the fine print and they didn't ask. So that's a great point.
Exactly, JJ. No, it's happening.
So what is a seasoning period, by the way? I hear a lot of people ask me that. Well, I had a bankruptcy 7 years ago. I can't get a loan, or I had a foreclosure 4 years ago. I mean, what is a seasoning period, and how long do I have to wait to actually qualify for a mortgage?
Good question, and these are all, they have varying answers. You almost want to look at it sort of like a matrix of answers. And by the way, this is changing due to COVID. We are getting guideline changes constantly throughout COVID, and we could spend an hour and a half on that subject. But let me go to seasoning. What they're saying is, for example, on a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac conventional conforming loan, they may ask for a seasoning period of a Chapter 7, a Chapter 13, or a foreclosure. Each one of those, and they have different varying stages in years, 2 years, 4 years, 7 years, depending. But again, you have to be very aware of what they're saying. For example, they may say you have to seize, in other words, you have to have the Chapter 7, I'm just using this as an example, dismissed, but you have to have a seasoning period of being out of that dismissal to when it's finally discharged. So the lenders are involved in that. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac is involved in that. To give you a specific answer, Justin, those times can be very close to an FHA loan. They can be very close to a VA loan. But there are differences between the Fannie Mae guideline, the Freddie Mac guideline, the FHA guideline, the USDA guideline, the VA guideline. And then just when you get comfortable with that seasoning period, the lender will say, well, you know what, due to COVID, and then we have to stay on top of what's going on out there.
Or, to make it easier, if you didn't follow all of that, call this phone number, 407-205-0400. You can ask Dallas right here directly, and he will answer that question for you to see if you qualify. I mean, it's a really quick process to talk to Dallas for 5 or 10 minutes, and he's going to be able to tell you pretty quickly whether you're going to qualify for that. Yes, you've got to go through some paperwork, you've got to go through all of that, but really what separates, I think, Dallas's company from, say, where you bank, Wells Fargo, is if you don't fall right into the little peg that they have for you there, they're just going to say no. Dallas has the ability to work with many different lenders and really get a loan that's tailored just for you, and maybe have a little bit of hair on the deal, so to speak. He hopefully can find a way to get it done. 407-205-0400. I know you've been waiting for it. It's time to take some tours of some houses. JJ was nice enough to bring us a couple of places down in Baldwin Park. What an awesome neighborhood.
Nice.
Let's start here at 5362 Penway Drive, Baldwin Park. JJ, tell me about this one.
This property is on fire. We have multiple showings, and we expect it to be under contract very soon. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It has 1,500 square feet. It's a perfect picturesque bungalow cottage. It's listed for $429,000. It is perfect for lounging on the front patio and sort of the location and seeing the Baldwin Park happenings. You'll see runners and bikes and all sorts of festivals. And if you look at pictures of the community we're showing, it's a very vibrant involved community. It's a wonderful location. It's close to all the traffic points. 436. It's near UCF. It's near Rollins and Park Avenue. There's tons of shopping and restaurants. They have a newsletter and a magazine. People are very involved in that community. And so when people buy there, they're buying for ease of living and they're buying a lifestyle. And a lot of downsizers and retirees have been interested in this home, or first home buyers. But it offers a lot of living space for the amount of space it has. So lower utilities. It's right backs into Katy Way Trail, so that's wonderful.
And what is the price point here on this one on Penway?
This one's at $429.
$429. That's a pretty good deal for Baldwin Park. A lot of people want to live in Baldwin Park. It's one of these little master plan downtown. You don't have to leave for 2 weeks if you don't want to. Everything is right there for you. Now, Phil, I don't know if you agree with me. The fact that Tyson might be your neighbor could affect the value on this one a little bit to the negative, but one of our good friends, Tyson, lives there as well.
Tyson will put some solar on it. There we go.
Absolutely. Awesome. If you have any questions about this property, you'd like for JJ to show you this property, call her right now, 407-205-0400. Now, we're going to go just down the street here, also in Baldwin Park, 5311 Brady Lane. Tell me about this one, JJ.
I call this, again, front porch living in the 32814 because that's exactly what it is. And Baldwin Park does front porch sales. They're very involved. Again, it's a fun place to live. It offers convenience and lifestyle. It's immaculate. 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom home. It was built in 2006, listed for $625. It's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths with 2538 square feet. It backs again into Katy Way. It has a downstairs kitchen that's upgraded. And then upstairs there's a bonus room and the laundry room, which is very convenient. It's near Winter Park High School, East End Market, Lake Baldwin, Park Avenue shopping. But I mean, it's so cool to live there because there's always festivals. I think there's a balloon glow coming up.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I mean,
Awesome.
How often do you see that?
That's nice.
I mean, tons of hot air balloons glowing at night,
awesome. That's
like
cool.
Exactly.
Unless it's connected to the ground, I'm not getting on the hot air balloon.
It is connected
I would do
to
the one
ground.
at Disney Springs or whatever it's called. No,
Yes,
but
been on that, yeah.
Well, now we know what your community is going to do to you.
Yeah,
my
please.
friend bought me lunch with an alligator, and I wanted to kill her.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Lunch with an
goodness.
alligator. I
Oh,
know.
wow.
Thank
So-
you. You can keep the gift or re-gift that. As I would. 625,000. How is the market down in Baldwin Park? I've always wondered what's going on down there.
Again, Baldwin Park is on fire. It checks a lot of boxes for buyers, and that's what people are seeing. It offers, all different types of living. You can live, in an apartment, you can live in a condo, a townhouse, the homes. It offers space. A lot of them offer garage apartments, and we have several more listings coming up in Baldwin Park. And the turnover is quick. Sellers will sell, buyers want them.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to get in Baldwin Park or you want to see any real estate, give JJ a call now, 407-205-0400. Excellent job, JJ. Dallas.
Outstanding.
Do you guys mind to stick around for the real estate roundtable?
Sure.
I have a lot of
Look forward
questions
to it.
that
Look
people
forward
want
to it.
answered, so I'd like your help if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
All right. And now it is time for your part of the program. It's time for the real estate roundtable. Every week here on You Have Real Estate, I answer your questions from throughout the week. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, You Have Real Estate. Ask me a question right there, and we just might answer it right here on television next week. All right, let's go to Jason in DeLand. How do you see the market in Volusia versus Seminole? I'm thinking about moving. Should I go Volusia or Seminole? What do you think, JJ?
Oh, if we're talking New Smyrna Beach and the beaches,
Ocean.
let me just tell you, a lot of Orlando realtors are doing business out in New Smyrna right now.
Really?
I myself have been out in New Smyrna quite a bit,
Nice,
thanks
nice.
to some of my friends that have. The real estate market is on fire there. You've got so many people that want a place to, stay away from the pandemic and just relax. And the community out there is vibrant. They're fun. They're more relaxed. Everyone just has a different way of living out there. Volusia County, I'm sorry, that was long-winded, but it's a great place to be, and it's on fire. It's a great place to invest right now.
Exactly. Maria in Orlando, should I wait until the interest rates go down until I buy? Dallas Lehman.
I think we've talked about this, and Justin, you alluded to it too. I don't know that they're going to get any lower. Where we are now is historically low. It's, like I said, I've never seen them this low. I think they're going to hover. They may go back and forth, an eighth of a point, a quarter of a point, up, down, up, down, up, down. They're going to stay in a good range. But I certainly wouldn't want to wait. I would want to take advantage of those rates while I could.
I totally agree. John in Castleberry, I've been renting but want to buy. Where is an area of town I can find a great deal? What do you think?
Castleberry is a great place to find a deal.
Yeah.
But again, I think you can find deals everywhere just depending on what your immediate needs are. And a realtor will also show you homes that might need renovation. Good bones. Good bones.
Absolutely.
Good point.
Excellent job today, JJ Mackel. Thank
you.
you. I hope to see you soon. Dallas Lehman, you have mortgage. Thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure.
Hope to see you soon again, too. But most importantly, thank you for joining us here today. If you have any questions about what we talked about, you're looking to sell your house, all you have to do is call that phone number, 407-205-0400. I have JJ right here to help you with the house hunt. You need to sell a house, JJ can do that for you. If you need to get pre-approved to start your house hunt, I have Dallas Lehman here for that as well. And again, people are standing by now to answer any questions about anything that we talked about today. Dallas, you promise you're going to answer the phone? You're going to talk to them right away, right?
Always, yes, sir.
I love it.
He always does.
I know. Thank you
JJ.
very much, guys. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you next week for You Have Real Estate. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
You got it.
Great
Great
job.
job. Great job.
Nice job, everybody.